Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live stream. Today we'll be discussing the final, which obviously, yeah, I mean, look, 2 days on now, and I just think, it still isn't easy to take. And we will get into, obviously, we'll dissect the game, how it happened, and share thoughts on that. And obviously, the big news today, obviously, Gareth Southgate leaving his role, stepping down as manager. So we'll get into that after we've gone through the game. But yeah, no, it still hurts. I think the manner of the way we lost this game again, it just hurts the most. Look, I don't think it's easy losing any final, is it? If you lose a final, no matter how it happens, it hurts a lot. But I just think I think the manner of it does actually hurt, just make it hurt that a little bit more, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, like I said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Get your thoughts as we go along. Obviously, if you want to come on and have your say towards the end, I will put the link in the chat for you guys to come on. Obviously, you do need a camera to come on though, so I'm not, if you don't have a camera and I don't really know you, or it looks like a troll, then I won't be bringing you on. But yeah, there is an option there for people to come on and have their say about the whole Southgate situation, up to the final, what your thoughts on that was. And yeah, but we'll save that till the end, and we'll get into the game. Let's say a few hellos first in this chat. The usuals are in. Joshua says, "Evening, Ryan. Hope you've had a good day." Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know. I just feel quite down at the moment with it. It's one of those. But yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, big up to you for coming in. Ian says, "Hi mate, hope you're okay." I mean, yeah, like I said, I still feel a bit flat after Sunday, to be honest with you. But yeah, it is what it is. That's football sometimes, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, but I hope you're okay too. Make sure to smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe. Big up to it. And yeah, do make sure you do smash the likes, guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I say, let's keep building the community here. Plenty more content to come on the channel. And like I say, we're getting closer and closer to obviously the season beginning again, which will be interesting to see. And obviously there'll be so much more content then in terms of Huddersfield stuff, of course. And obviously still doing a few Huddersfield stuff at the moment, as you know. But yeah, it really gets going, doesn't it, once the season begins. No more Southgate, hallelujah. Well, I saw the news this morning. I was quite relieved in a way, to be honest with you, because like I said, we all knew that we needed to change. We needed a change, and I think we should have made the change after the last Euros final, but that's just me. But yeah, no, when it came through this morning, I was like, yeah, look, Southgate has decided to do the right thing, and he stepped down. I read quotes from Ashley Young saying that Sean Dyche should be in the hat to replace Southgate. Of course, he's been said that about his own manager and taking nothing away from the work that Dyche has done at Everton, but his team played defensive football most of the time. Yeah, for me, Sean Dyche isn't even in the run. We are going to look at the odds of the current new manager, potential new manager, should I say, sorry, towards the end. So, but yeah, I'm not seeing Sean Dyche on that list. It might be a longer shot than what I've gone for, but I've kind of gone from the top list. I haven't looked further down the list in terms of who else is in the running. But yeah, no, not for me. Sean Dyche, too defensive, like you say. Not what we want. 2 days on, it still hurts. Yeah, no, it does. It does. And I echo that. It does. It's so gutting, isn't it? Like I said, I was going to do this yesterday, this stream, but I just couldn't do it. To be fair, today is a bit. I've got a bit more of a clearer mind, even if it isn't that much of a clearer mind at this point. But I wouldn't have been able to do the stream yesterday. I just couldn't talk about the game, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's football hurts sometimes, doesn't it? And that's how it is, unfortunately. The game was disappointing as in England. Yeah, it was, absolutely. We're going to get into the game once we finish your comments. We'll just finish these last few off, and then we will get into the game, guys. But it was very disappointing. The tactical setup was wrong by Southgate. It was a 4-2-3-1, which I didn't realise. Yeah, no, I know. He reverted back to that, and I just think to myself, why? I just, yeah, honestly, I don't know. Tuchel to England. Sorry. I mean, look, you just see. I will share my thoughts on who I would like to see come in towards the end. But what I will say is Tuchel obviously is a good cup manager, and obviously, international. Obviously, that will really, really be a big thing for us. Obviously, with the cup, playing the cups. So no, I don't know, but I will share my thoughts towards the end. I was quite shocked seeing the news that he stepped down. Were you shocked to see it? Josh says, I don't think I was shocked, no. I think it was inevitable, I think. Now, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, is he going to be stubborn? Is he just going to end up staying? But I just think, the fact that he's had 4 goals at trying to win something and he's not done it. And I think the fact that we've been in finals, back-to-back finals, and not won either of them, I think he knew that his time was up and he knew that we needed a new change. So I wasn't that shocked, if I'm honest with you, no. Matthew's in, hello, how are you? Still gutted even more. Still gutted now even more. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just horrible feeling, isn't it, at the moment? I know we go on about it a lot, but I think for me, you think to yourself, will we ever get an opportunity to win something again, or be in that final again? Because I'm sorry, but there's no guarantees there in football. You can't take getting to a final for granted, and I just feel like that's why I feel a bit more gutted about it, because we just don't know what the future holds. But I don't know. This is one of the FA's most important appointments in history to replace one of the best managers we've had. Compare your record to others. Facts. I mean, look, I don't go down. Yes, okay, fine. One of the best. I mean, didn't Capello have the highest win ratio, higher than Southgate? All this nonsense about he was the most successful manager since South Ramsey and all this. I'm sorry, but South Ramsey actually won something, and I think that comparing him to him is quite disrespectful, really. At the end of the day, and I don't want to go into the Southgate stuff just yet, by the way, guys, because I do want to get into the game in a minute, but at the end of the day, the runs that we've had in the tournaments have been very favourable, and whenever we have come up against a side that is around us in the FIFA rankings, or if they're higher than us, we have not gone over the line. We haven't won. So what does that suggest? So for me, I'm not buying all this. He's the most successful. All this, I'm just not. I'm sorry, but I'm not, and that's where I'll stand with it. I don't think there has to be a bit of context in what people are saying when you're saying it's the most successful. What do you actually kind of recognize as success? Like, what do you kind of what because for me, success is winning trophies. Success is not getting to semi-finals and finals that we've got to in the past. So that's just my opinion. So yeah. Anyway, we will get into the game, guys, in a moment. But yeah, he's a big appointment. He's a big appointment now, the most important appointment, like you say. No matter what, I don't think it will be there. I don't think it will be on there. Okay, Eddie Howe, the FA are willing to pay, but please not Potter. Yeah, we will get into it, guys. Big Sam is the highest win ratio. He's the best since Al France. Oh, honestly, if you will go easy route, Lee Carsey or Graham Potter. I mean, yeah, we will get into the manager situation at the end, guys, but we are going to get into the game. Obviously, there was one change for us. Obviously, Luke Shaw come in. I was happy that Luke Shaw did come in, because I think, to be honest with you, we couldn't afford to have the imbalance down that left-hand side. And Trippier, as much as he's done really well, he's done his best. We know he's never really looked comfortable on that left-hand side, and but he's done his best, so that's no criticism to Trippier, but he's not been playing in the correct position. But yeah, I mean, look, I think the start of the game, the first half, should I say, sorry, I think it was a very cagey first half, and I think we approached the game just how I said that we shouldn't have done. And that is let Spain have the ball, sit back, don't, you know, I remember saying in the last in the preview, let's just show that we're there early on. Whether that be a tackle or not give them time. And we didn't do that. I'm afraid we didn't approach the game the way we should have done. And the first half, even though both sides weren't at their best, I think Spain certainly were mildly better than us, only because we weren't willing to go on the front foot and try and take the game to them. And yeah, so the first half wasn't the best for either side, but as I said, it's just one of those. Now, the second half, obviously, we did seem to play a little bit better. I think in the first half as well, I think we just couldn't find out. When we did have the ball, we lost it too easily. Look, guys, I mean, don't know what anybody else thinks, but Harry Kane, I mean, let's have a conversation about Harry Kane, because I'm sorry, the guy has struggled all tournament. Now, whether he's your captain or not, and whether he's your all-time leading, whether he's your highest, goal scorer, is irrelevant for me. Because if he's not at his best, we are not. You could see in this game that he was absolutely hopeless. He couldn't get near. He wasn't making the runs that was needed to try and get him behind. He wasn't any use to us. So whether he's one of the best strikers in the world, or whatever you want to say, right? Or, that's irrelevant if he's not at his best. And Southgate could see that. The fans could see that. Harry Kane, really, if he wasn't fit enough, or he was really struggling, which he clearly was, he should have took responsibility as well and said, look, Gareth, I can't play. I'm just not feeling like I can help the team in any way because I'm just struggling massively. That would have taken a bit of a leadership role. And, he didn't do that, and we just continued to play the same system. So, yeah, and then obviously he did get taken off in the end, didn't he, anyway? Which was no surprise to any of us, if we're honest. Now, yeah, I mean, look, we didn't start the second half in any way great, did we? Obviously conceding in the opening few minutes. I mean, yeah, it's let's see, Nico Williams. Obviously, we know how dangerous he was. Obviously, I pinpointed him as one of the players to look out for. And yeah, he managed to score. And obviously, we did make a few changes. Obviously, Watkins came on in the 61st minute for Harry Kane. He brought Cole Palmer on in the 70th minute as well, which, of course, we know how that panned out because he scored within a couple of minutes of being on the pitch. So I think the goal was a good goal from us, but again, it was just a moment of individual brilliance. I thought it was a good layoff from Bellingham back to Cole Palmer, and we were level. And what I really, really has annoyed me about the way what happened after this was that, we score, but what do we do again? We sit back. No, let's go for the winner. Let's go for it. Why are we playing for extra time and penalties? And that's my biggest criticism of Southgate. I'm sorry. You might get away with it against the lesser teams. Relying on extra time and penalties to win you a tournament. Are you actually crazy? Because that's exactly what we did. We all could see we scored that goal, and then you're thinking to yourself as a fan, right, let's go at them now. Let's try and get a winner. But no, we sit back, and look what happened again. The same that happened, okay, different, but the same that happened in the last final in different circumstances, of course. We score, and then we sit back. But even if we score and we equalise, we still sit back. So it's the same principle, guys. whenever we score, it seems to be sit back, and it's just utter. I don't even know what the word is supposed to be, but look, Cole Palmer was a great strike, but then, like I said, we sat back, invited the pressure on. You know, Rodri came off the spin at half time as well, I forgot to say as well, and that didn't make much difference at all. I know people were saying, "Oh, Rodri's done off, so we've got a chance." Well, no, not really, because they have got other players in the midfield. I have been impressed with Ruiz in that midfield. I think he's been just as good as Rodri. Just because Rodri plays for Manchester City, he will get all the plaudits, of course, from the media in this country. But Ruiz was outstanding, and he's a big player in the midfield for them, and he showed this in this tournament. And yeah, look, late heartbreak, Oyarzabal scored, and yeah, I mean, when that went in, I knew that that was it, to be honest with you, I think. And yeah, and then obviously we tried, we threw Tony on as well, didn't we, towards the end. Foden coming off to try, but no, obviously they see out the game. But look, full credit to Spain. I think Spain have been obviously the best team in the tournament. Winning all the games. Prior to the final, they won all the 6 games. Obviously, they ended up winning the final. They beat the best team. If you look at their route, the route that they went on, the likes, the fact that they beat the likes of Germany and France. Yeah, France haven't been the great, but they still have to beat them. They played the best football, didn't they? Scored the best goals, had the best plays. Like I say, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, Dani Olmo, and a few others. Cucurella has a good time too, and they deserved it. They deserved it, unfortunately, and yeah, just another heartbreak yet again for us. Unpopular opinion, but I think Sean Dyche would be a good fit. Yes, he's known for playing great football, but can anyone name me a team where he's had the players to play expansive football? Look, no, for me, I think Sean Dyche would be another defensive-minded manager, and I just don't think, we can. I don't think that would be a good idea personally. We need somebody that is able to play on the front foot and play some attacking football, and try and, as well as what Southgate couldn't do, utilise the players correctly as well, but yeah, I don't think he would be a good fit. But fair enough. What's your opinion, Blue Terrier? The defending for the first goal was very poor. Yeah, no, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. To be honest with you, Hayden, I haven't watched back the game, and I've forgotten what the goals are like. I just haven't bothered watching the game back, to be honest with you. Well, why would you? But yeah, no, I can't. Look, I can't remember the goals, but yeah, the defending has been a few times it's been poor in this tournament, hasn't it, for us? People playing Walker for the first goal need to realise he'd be doubled up on. Saka needs to track back and help Walker, but he didn't. Yeah, for me, Walker hasn't looked the best though in this tournament, and I think for me, I think Walker's been very poor to consider defensively. It wasn't just this game, but it was the other game as well where he turned his back and it allowed who was it now? Can't remember who it was now, but he just turned his back on. Can't remember who it was now, guys. But you know what I'm saying. The previous round, he was arguably at fault for that goal as well. So no, I think Walker's been poor. Harry Kane needs to retire from international football. He says hate to say it, but he really needs to now. Yeah, I think that he may evaluate his options. Will he step down as well? But he may need to have a think about it. Does he want to finish now, or does he maybe want to finish in 2 years' time? But he needs to. That's up to him, isn't it, to think about. As soon as we equalised, we should have taken Saka off and put Gordon on. Yeah, I mean, look, it's just the quick thinking, the proactivity of this manager just wasn't there, I'm afraid. Tactically, no. You know, if you look at the two managers, you know, I said it before as well. You know, in a final, the decision making is heightened even more. And when you don't have a manager that seemingly isn't proactive enough and doesn't seem to, you know, the way England played, you know, under this manager, under Southgate, is very off the cuff kind of football, isn't it? There's no freedom to play. There's very defensive minded. It's not let's go out and win the match kind of style of football, is it? It's very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here, but you get the sense of what I'm trying to say. It's very standoffish, and you know, and I'm sorry, you know, that's not the way that football should be played, in my opinion. I think you always have to go out there to try and win, but in a lot of the games under Southgate, I think that we haven't done that, and it's been seriously underwhelming, in my opinion. But yeah, no, we're going to go through the amount of minutes these players have got. But Gordon, I'm just staggered that he hasn't had as much games. I'm staggered that he hasn't hardly had any game time. It really is poor, in my opinion. You know, he might as well just not gone. And he's not the only one. You know, there's various players that might as well just not gone to the tournament, to be honest with you, because if you bring in players, utilise the squad, don't just pick the same players over and over again when they're not performing, which we saw in this tournament as well. Ian says, for the second goal, I hoped it was offside, but then I thought that's what we deserve for sitting back. Yeah, no, it was just on, unfortunately. Yeah, it was just on. And like I say, the fact that we sat back after we equalised, you know, Southgate and deserved to get that. You know, I don't think the fans deserved it, because the fans have always wanted to see a more positive approach in games, but unfortunately, under this manager, we haven't ever had that. So yeah, no, it was, again, you know, we allowed the ball in the penalty area too easily for me, and yeah, Orzabal wanted it more, and he came in, and that's it. You know, nobody tracking him, and nobody getting close enough to him, and yeah, just very poor. Walker being poor, but still gets in the team and so on. And I wonder why that is, Blue Terry. I wonder why that is. Is it because he plays a particular club, Manchester City, of course, why he got in the team and so on? Because anybody that has watched the tournament from beginning to end knows that Kyle Walker has been so poor, but yet he still manages to get in the squad. You know, UEFA, the Premier League, they love Manchester City far too much. And that is why they'll always have one player in that squad that's Manchester City based. And I'm surprised he didn't put Foden in there. We know Foden's been so poor, right? But I'm surprised he didn't put Foden as well, because he plays for Man City. So yeah, nah, I think it's a joke. Mark says Southgate did a great job in picking a team from a low end in 2016. He's shown tremendous managerial skills and creating the right culture. This is taking us to the brink of glory. Look, Mark, I respect your opinion, and you know you're always right to have your opinion. But when you say, you know, tremendous managerial skills, what skills are we talking? You're saying about the right culture, okay, but in terms of in-game management skills, I'm sorry, but Southgate has really flattered to deceive in that department. You know, he's created the right culture, but at the end of the day, from what I see, Gareth Southgate hasn't brought that winning mentality to the group. He's brought a loser mentality to the group because of the approach that he takes in games. So, look, I respect what you're saying, but I don't agree that he's done a great job in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. We will get into Southgate in a moment. But time for a change. The coach with more tactical analysis. Yeah, exactly. Do you think Kane could potentially do what Rooney did and become a number 10 since he likes linking up play, see, which could allow us to play a Holly Watkins type striker? Look, I mean, you make a good point, but sorry, to be honest with you, I mean, look, potentially, I certainly think, that's what Rooney did, didn't he? So, yeah, I mean, we could try that, and like I say, be able to bring in a Watkins that, I'm a big fan of. Anybody that knows me knows that I like Watkins. So, yeah, we could try that. That's an option if Kane decides to stay on. Decides to keep playing international football, should I say, sorry. Now, look, we will talk about this, but we're going to talk about the minutes. In fact, we're going to link that onto now. But yeah, look, another disappointment, another heartbreak, a nearly victory. We're on the brink of we had a big opportunity. And for me, it was a big opportunity missed once again. And we didn't take the game by the scruff of the neck and really go for it. We just did what Southgate footballers brought to the table in year after year, and it doesn't learn his lessons, and if he had have learned his lesson, when we equalised, we would have gone for the winner, because that's what winners do, guys. That's what winners are supposed to do, and that winning mentality. Any coach that has any kind of tactical nous, would be able to change a game in our favour. But I'm afraid it was another gutting performance and a gutting result. And we knew it was going to be a tough test. We knew it was going to be a tough game. There's no question about that. But I think when you get to a final, I think you expect it to be tough. It's about how you approach the game, and I think we got the approach completely wrong once again. And that is down to the manager, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the minutes. This is what I'm going to go on to now, guys. I mean, the minutes that were played out of the players, I'm going to read these out now. So Walker got 690 minutes, Trippier 453, Rice 690. Kane 606, Stone 690. Now, if you look at, I can't remember where I got the stat from, to be honest with you guys. I think it might have been, I can't remember, but Gordon only managed 4 minutes, and I just think, for me, it just flatters to see. Walton got no minutes, which, for me, it's just not utilising the squad, is it? Watkins 38 minutes. I think this must be in the tournament, mustn't it? Yeah, I just felt like those minutes were too high for 7 games. But it wouldn't have been, would it? Because we would go to extra time in a few as well. So that's why. But I think, for me, the bottom line is our problem all tournament was too much loyalty and trust in players that are simply not performing, and and that's it. So yeah, I think I've kind of summed up the game the best I can, and I think. Yeah, it just hurts a lot, doesn't it? It hurts a lot. And now with a fresh start. But yeah, we will get into the Southgate situation now. So this morning, it was announced, obviously, this morning that Southgate had stepped down. And yeah, I mean, look, I was relieved that was the case. I did have the back of the mind that he may stay on because he's quite stubborn. I know the FA wants him to stay on, which, again, I just find it absolutely staggering how, they was prepared to allow him to stay on. He's had 4 chances to win something, and he hasn't got over the line. 4. In any other walk of life, if you had 4, you would never get 4 chances to actually I just want to make a comparison here. You know, if you've got a business or if you're working alongside somebody that isn't doing what they should be doing, how many chances do you give if they don't hit the target? And the target ultimately should have been, whether it was from the FA, because it clearly didn't seem to matter to the FA if we won things or anything, but it's supposed to be to win trophies. And Southgate hasn't done that. I'm not bothered about getting to semi-final. I'm not bothered about getting to finals. People don't remember the runners-up in finals. People don't remember the semi-finalists. They remember the winners. So all this about, thank you, Gareth, you know, amazing what you've done and all this. I'm thinking to myself, what planet are you on? And that's been as respectful as I can be, because I don't see it. I don't see it. You know, Southgate has shown that he hasn't got the tactical ability to get over the line. I go back to it. The runs in the tournaments have been very favourable, but whenever we've come up against a team that is, you know, around us in the FIFA rankings, you know, or better than us in the FIFA rankings, we have struggled. We have struggled because you cannot afford to approach a game like we do against the very top sides, like a Spain. You know, Italy weren't that. Italy still had good players when we played in the last Euros, right? There was still a good outfit. So, like with Italy as well, right? You won't get away with it against teams like that. You might get away with it against, you know, the Slovakias, the Slovenias, and all those, right? But when the bottom line is when we come up against somebody that is half decent or even better than us, or has a manager that is able to mind you, any manager will be able to out-tactic Gareth Southgate in all due respects, because the guy didn't have a clue. You know, we saw the vulnerabilities of Southgate once again in this tournament, saying that he's experimenting with the facts of bringing in, you know, the likes of, you know, why throw Trent Alexander-Arnold into the deep end? He was never going to be able to play that position, and he had the cheek to come out and say, "I'm experimenting." In a major tournament, you're experimenting. That's for friendlies. You know, why are you experimenting in a tournament? You brought Manuel and Wharton, who have shown some brilliant, you know, they played so well for the clubs, right? And you're putting somebody else in that position and throwing him in the deep end and throwing him out to dry, basically. Because Trent was never going to work with him there. Play players in your positions and stop favouring players when they're underperforming. And this is the theme that we've had over the years, guys, with this manager, I'm afraid. Evening, mate. As good as Southgate had overall, I agree that he just couldn't get it together in the tournament, play against the bigger teams. Yeah, no, absolutely. We are going to open up the guests. If anybody wants to come on and have their say, I will put the link in the chat to join if you wish to. Manny, you're more than welcome if you want to hop on for the final 20 minutes we'll go for. Well, look, the manager, who do we want to come in? And there has been a few names. We are going to look at the names. But yeah, you're spot on, man. In this tournament, we were lucky to get through to the final because of the side of the bracket. We would have probably gone out in the last 16 of the quarterfinal. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's been a theme in every tournament that we've had the favourable draw. Now, and that's it. So that just proves that if we cannot get over the line against teams like Spain, because we are being held back, the players weren't given the freedom, you know, the utilisation of players were very poor, in my opinion, from Southgate's point. The man I will have to replace Southgate anyhow. I think it's his time to be in England for some time. I mean, look, I'm not that big of a fan of Eddie Howe, to be honest with you. I think he did a great job at Bournemouth, I did have quite a bit of respect from there, but he's gone to Newcastle and he's practically struggled. Yes, okay, getting to Champions League, but he has had the backing financially. He had quite an underwhelming season last season too. Yeah, I don't think for me he's a choice. Comment out how he didn't have a natural pressure of Calvin Phillips really made my blood boil. Yeah, that was another thing, wasn't it? He comes out with the nonsense that he comes out with. You know, I haven't got a replacement for Calvin Phillips. Are you crazy? Calvin Phillips can't even stay fit, let alone get any results. And why are you comparing somebody that was supposedly our key man it just beggars belief. So honestly, for me, you know, tactically out of his depth, Southgate, and I'm just glad that we can refresh now. I really am. And for me, though, we're talking about managers and what the FA are going to do. Do I trust the FA to get the right decision? No, I do not, because I will stick by what I said. Southgate was still going to continue if the FA had their way, which sums up the incompetence of our FA. They're an absolute joke, the way our FA operates. It is. I don't care what anybody else said. You can keep a guy on that has proven that he's not going to get over the line. He's had 4 opportunities and he hasn't got over the line, but they were still prepared, right? They were still prepared to keep him on. What does that suggest about our FA? Absolutely ridiculous. He was throwing Manu and Bellingham under the bus when he played 4-2-3-1 with Manu at 6 and Bellingham on the left. Yeah, look, he just didn't seem to have a clue what he was doing. You know, he was playing players out of position. You know, Manu was outstanding in the tournament, but again, feel like he wasn't really utilised correctly. And like I said, Bellingham on the left, I just don't understand this. The 4-2-3-1 clearly didn't work, but again, he's gone back to that in the final. And I'm just thinking, why are you going with a 4-2-3-1? We've played terribly with that formation this tournament, and yet he's decided to go back to it. He should have stick with the back three and, and actually try to win the game for once. My choices are between Lee Carsley and Thomas Tuchel. The others don't really inspire me with confidence, Manny says. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree that people that are, we're going to look at the odds in a minute, but yeah, I agree, absolutely agree. I don't even know who from the potential list I've seen. Interestingly, Ireland hired the Iceland manager who knocked us out of Euro 2016. Maybe it's time to look abroad again. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've been watching Sky Sports today, and I think it said they were seemingly looking at a homegrown, they were looking at an English manager, but I don't know, because there's not many options out there, is there, in terms of English managers? And, in all due respects, who's available, they aren't the best options. So, does it really matter if they're from England or not? I don't think it does. I think it has to just be, mind you, again, I go back to it. We should be going for the best, but the FA won't go for the best because they'll go for the cheaper option, and I don't trust them to get this right, and I don't like the way we operate from the FA level. Really, I just don't like it. To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me that these players didn't play for Southgate because in my opinion, I think they was playing for themselves. If that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think the players liked the way we approach games. I'm pretty sure, if we're feeling it as fans, the players want to express themselves more and play with freedom. But with this system, they weren't able to do that with it. So I very much doubt that the nonsense that has been coming out with these players over the last, throughout today, about gutted about Southgate. I think they have to say, don't they? I think they have to say these nice things about Southgate. To be honest with you, I don't think it's their choice. But yeah, I don't think they enjoy playing the system at all. I think the FA will go with Graham Potter. Marks, he appears to be the man in waiting. I would prefer Howe, although Klopp would be the unlikely dream pick for me. Yeah, I mean, look, I have my reservations about Graham Potter. Now, he proved at Chelsea that he couldn't manage the big egos in the dressing room. He couldn't get these players playing for him. I don't particularly think he has much personality about him. I remember the things he was saying at Chelsea, and just his very, I don't know. I won't say having a passionate manager, a bit of encouragement from the sidelines doesn't go amiss, but I don't think he's the be all and end all. But he just seems to be quite I don't know what the word is. He's kind of, he lacks a lot of personality for me. And I don't think Graham Potter is the answer. In terms of Klopp, that would be the dream. And I don't really like Howe, to be honest with you. At least he showed some integrity by resigning, but to be fair, he'd have been in the fans' crosshairs had he stayed. Yeah, I think he was put in a position where he knew that he had to go. I think, and I think that's why he did go. And you could see that he was being, biting at the fans as well with what he was saying about, he knew the outside noise. He said a few things, didn't he, aimed toward the fans, not necessarily obvious to aim toward the fans, but it was very clear that he didn't like what the fans were, obviously, fans' opinions against him. I think is right to say, because he was obviously booed a lot of the time in this tournament. So yeah, Newcastle winning this percent, right? Yeah, with Graham, I feel we'll just potter along. Oh man, it should make me laugh. Bellingham once again acting like a little petulant after acting a little petulantly after the final. Yeah, I mean, look, it was obviously frustrating. I get what you're saying, Manny. And these players do have emotions, and I just think sometimes, yeah, I know what you're saying. Obviously, maybe he does need to kind of stop acting like a little child, but I just think sometimes emotions do get the better of you, and yeah, he's a very emotional kind of player, I suppose. So Klopp has rejected the US national that the Saturday coach of the performed poorly in the corporate and being grouped. I don't think the USA was really a preposition that Klopp wanted anyway. It's not really a job that he should be looking at this stage. So yeah, but I mean, look, let's have a look at the latest odds. This is quite up to date, guys, because I have checked this today. So obviously Graham Potter is the favourite, 7-4. Lee Carsley, who is rumoured to potentially, obviously the FA aren't going to rush into a decision, and they shouldn't rush into a decision. They need to take their time. But the interim manager will probably be Lee Carsley, from the statement that the FA have made today in terms of, I can't remember what exactly was said, but it looked like they were saying, if we do need to go for interim, we will look at the staff that are already obviously in the England setup, i.e. obviously the under-21s. So Lee Carsley will become the interim manager. Eddie Howe, I have reservations about Eddie Howe. I don't think he will come. I think more because his contract at Newcastle, he would have to pay compensation. The FA won't do that. And this is whether he thinks it's the right time for him to come. But I think it'll be very difficult to get Eddie Howe. And I'm not really too fussed about that. Lee Carsley, obviously second favourite at the moment. I know, Manny, you said about Lee Carsley. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, about that. I think it will certainly raise a few eyebrows if Lee Carsley comes in. That's what I will say. Because, yes, okay, he's in the setup, but what kind of approach is he about? Is he... I can't say... I have watched a bit of the under-21, but not for quite a while now, to be fair. I have watched bits of the under-21, but I can't think in my mind how he kind of likes to approach games. Is it just going to be more of the same at Southgate? Because if it is, then I don't see how we can go for somebody like Lee Carsley if he's going to go with the same approach. However, the FA will probably find that a good preposition because, yeah, he is already on the books and it'll be easier for them. And they'll probably go for the easier option, won't they? But I don't know. Pochettino on the list there. I don't think so. I don't think I would be happy with him coming in. Now, like I said, a few people said it, but Jurgen Klopp would be my dream. Target too. I think, but this won't happen. This simply won't happen because he has said he wants a break. So I don't think it's possible for him to come in at this stage, which is a shame because I think he would really help us and get us over the line and bring a good style of football to the table too. And he would obviously, you saw what he did at Liverpool as well, bringing everybody together in terms of the squad, the fans. He did fantastic with that as well at Liverpool. So, yeah, he would be a dream candidate, but I just can't see Klopp doing that. He is taking a break, and he said that. And will he be tempted? I don't know. But we can dream. We can dream. So I think Klopp is definitely my number one, guys. Frank Lampard, absolutely not. He has failed everywhere he's gone. And for me, uninspiring appointment. Not for me. Thomas Tuchel, I know, obviously a few have mentioned him. He is a good competition manager, isn't he? I am a bit mixed about it. I wouldn't mind him. I don't think it would be a bad appointment. But I'm not too sure, if I'm honest with you. I'm 50-50. Gary O'Neill, 33-1. I mean, will he, want to move? I mean, I don't mind Gary O'Neill. I think he's a good manager, but I'm not too sure this is the time for him. Steven Gerrard, absolutely not. He is in Saudi and he's there for a reason. He's absolutely hopeless. Keep him as far away as possible from the job. He will not succeed in the England role, I'm afraid. Michael Carrick outside at 40-1. I mean, Michael Carrick's done quite well. And he's still fairly early on in his managerial career too, though. So I don't know if he'll see this as the right opportunity for him to step up now. But yeah, obviously he's one of the outsiders, though, so it doesn't look like that will happen anyway. At least have a long break until the World Cup qualifies so they can really take their time. Yeah, I think we've got a game in September, haven't we? The start of September. Is it the Nations League? I think it's the Nations League. So yeah, we do have a game then. So I don't think it's that far away, to be honest with you, in hindsight. I think it's like 53 days away or something. So yeah. Lampard and Gerrard are legendary England players, but horrible managers. Yeah, absolutely. They really are, aren't they, man? I agree. Absolutely woeful. Mine says, didn't you want Carrick to take the job at the Johnson Stadium? Right? Yes, I did. Yeah. I remember that. I was really hoping that we could get him in, but obviously that didn't happen. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat, though. We are going to come to a close in the next 5 minutes. But any final thoughts, feel free to get them in. But yeah, I mean, look, the Euros as a whole, it has been an enjoyable tournament. I've enjoyed, some of the stories that have come out of this tournament. The likes of Georgia and who were just incredible what they did in the tournament. Really enjoyed watching them. Romania. These lesser nations really did impress and really made their mark in this tournament. Yeah, no, so I think it was a good tournament. Of course, it wasn't the ending that we'd like it to happen, but I think for us, I think we were very like, well, for me anyway, I think a lot of us were the same. I don't really know how we got to the final because of the opposition we were facing. That's no disrespect to the opposition we were facing, but we did come against teams that weren't and at the peak of their powers, if you could say so. So I think that's how we got to the final. But I think we're still very lucky to get to the final because of, obviously extra time, when we went to extra time, things like that. So, but it's a fresh start, it's a fresh era, it's a new era about to begin. And let's hope we can start to see England flourish in these major tournaments. And obviously the World Cup in 2026, of course, will be the next major. So, yeah, a few years away now, but let's hope we can start to see a more entertaining side to watch as well. I think a lot of players, a lot of fans were disengaged with the national side because of how boring it was to watch and how poor we were to watch. Hopefully, if we make the right appointment, we can really, really start to look forward to watching our nation again, which is what we want, of course. But then also to see us win trophies, because that's what it's about, isn't it? That's what elite sport's about, to win trophies. We have Ireland in the first game of the Nation League on the 7th of September. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so it's not that long away, really. We're already mid-July, so it's not that far away at all. Into the new 1-3, lol. I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say. That would be fun. I don't know how the Nation League is. It seems to be a tournament that just makes more money for UEFA, to be honest, isn't it? That's the bottom line of it. I don't really understand the concept of the Nations League. I think it is a pretty pointless tournament, and I don't get why we're adding another tournament in when it just seems quite meaningless in a way, to be honest. My next question for you: what's your thoughts on the UEFA's team in the tournament? I'd made a few changes. Maignan and Walker weren't as good as they were said to be. Yeah, look, we kind of touched on this earlier, man. I think for me, how Walker got in that team, in the tournament, is absolutely a disgrace. Walker was shocking in this tournament, and the fact that he's got in is because UEFA love Manchester City players. That's all it's about. The Premier League love him as well, the UEFA love him as well. They've shown that, and Walker didn't deserve to be in. And Maignan, I don't think Maignan was as good either. So yeah, no, I could kind of look at the team of the tournament quickly to wrap up. Let's have a look. Just have a look on. Let's see. I'll see who else is in there. That's. I did have a look. I did see a bit. I did see a brief look at it earlier, but I didn't see it anyway. Let's have a look. So Maignan in goal, Walker, Akanji, Saliba, Cucurella, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Olmo, Williams, Musiala, Yamal. Yeah, so for me, I think Maignan and Walker as well, man. I agree with you. I think apart from that, I think it's pretty much spot on, isn't it? To be honest. But yeah, would you prefer a younger coach or a more experienced coach to be appointed? For me, I think, you can look at it two ways. The younger coaches are obviously going to be quite exciting but the experienced coaches know how to win. So I would probably go with a more experienced type manager, to be honest with you. I think that, especially for a job like England, I think it's a massive job, and I think somebody that is still quite young, it might not be their time to be ready to step up. So yeah, I'd probably go for an experienced one, to be honest with you. Uh, yeah, I know. Yeah, Nuank is in it. Yeah, but he isn't really in it. But he's more of a part-time role. That Mamardashvili deserves to be in the head of Mania. Yeah, absolutely. I think Mamardashvili was outstanding, wasn't he? So yeah, no, absolutely. How is Gay not in there? Yeah, good point. To be fair, yeah, I would have put him over Kanji. Yeah, I agree actually. Another change would be the Carvalho done for instead of Walker and Musiala the striker Cody Gakpo instead. Yeah, Cody Gakpo played well, didn't he? He had a good tournament. So yeah, UEFA have seemingly picked their favourites rather than actually the ones that deserve to get in the most. So yeah, that's how it is. AMC Sky Sports mentioned Pep Guardiola as England manager. I thought that's stupid because why would you want a Spanish manager when England just lost to Spain in the final? Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, wouldn't really, if you appoint the Spanish manager, to be fair though, obviously, Pep Guardiola, he has got he has got 1 year left in his contract. So, would he be able to? But again, you'd have to pay off his year contract. But I can't see that happening personally. I don't think that it would be right to do so. But yeah, I don't think he will be either. So anyway, guys, we are going to wrap up now. The Lionesses are on at the moment. If you are watching on TV, they're nil at the moment, so that'll be enough for them to qualify for the Euros in 2025 next year, of course. So yeah, they're doing well at the moment, still nil. But yeah, guys, I think we've said what we need to say. I'm glad this show's out of the way because I wasn't looking forward to it in a way because I don't know, I didn't really want to speak about the game, but I thought, you know what, let's finish off the Euros. Okay, we lost, but let's just face up to it and speak about the game. And yeah, I think, had we approached this game in a better way, we would have had a chance of winning it. Especially how the game panned out when we went 1-1, and then we had a chance to get out. Really had a chance to get another goal after that because the momentum was with us, or it should have been, had we not sat back. So it was a big chance missed again. Thanks for the stream, mate, and good luck to the Terry's for the coming season. Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, content coming up, guys. We will do a Huddersfield Town show. We've been doing those weekly. Whilst obviously the pre-season, obviously whilst it's pre-season, obviously we will get into more regular streams on the club as well as the season gets underway, because there'll be plenty of stuff, obviously plenty of games and everything. So I don't know when I'm going to do that. I'm tempted to maybe wait till Friday, see if there's a bit more news to come out first, and then there will be a bit more to talk about, hopefully. But we're only on Tuesday, so I need to kind of fill the time with some other streams, I think. But I don't know. We'll see. But like I say, please do make sure you like, subscribe, and put the notification bell as well. You will be notified every time I go live. And then also, you can find me on my social as well. There is obviously down at the screen there. That is my username for Instagram and Twitter as well. So make sure you go and follow me on those. But yeah, another heartbreak for England as Gareth Southgate resigns as the England manager this morning. What will this new era look like? Who will be the new manager? Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you are watching this on playback, guys. And anything you also want to say about the final two, let me know. We will forever be an England supporter, no matter how much hurt we go through. We will always be an England fan. Yeah, of course. We'll always have it in our blood, and we just want the best for our nation, and hopefully we can start to really succeed now, and start to look, just be more on the front foot, more exciting to watch. Like I said, so. yeah, let's see what the future brings. But we'll always support the club, our nation, of course. Great stream, big up. Have a good rest of your evening, and good luck to us next season. Thank you very much. When we get the news of the new appointment, will you go live after it has been announced? Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, we'll continue obviously with the England stuff as well, guys. Don't worry. Yeah, no, we will. We will definitely do that. And yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in this evening. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, whatever you get up to. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one, whenever that may be. Keep an eye out for future streams. Not sure. Might think of an idea in the next day or so, what I can fill the time over the next few days. Because like I say, or I might just do the Huddersfield show sooner. I might do it on Thursday. And then obviously tomorrow, might just not, So anyway, I'm waffling. So guys, thank you everyone, and have a good rest of the evening, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Come on, England.